Fight!
They brought you the action that was Attack on Titan, the thriller that was Vinland Saga, and now Wit Studio are giving us a refreshing piece of work called Great Pretender. Now initially, before the episodes were actually released, Great Pretender was met with a lot of negative reviews. This was probably due to Attack on Titan fans being butthurt and outraged at the fact that Wit Studio were trying to do something for themselves and actually trying to make a bit of money by producing something original instead of, Attack on Titan. But I digress. Now, Great Pretender is a ONA. I'm not sure if that's the way to say it, or ONA, but it's basically an original net animation. What that means is that it goes directly to the internet and doesn't really get broadcasted on TV. You tend to find this with a lot of Netflix shows such as Tengan Ashura, Carol and Tuesday, and Agaretsuko, and that's just to name a few. And to be honest with you, I really do not understand how people are not talking about Great Pretender. Now, the animation quality is top tier. It's fresh, it's clean, which is to no surprise seeing that it's coming from none other than Wit Studio themselves. The vibrant colors manages to match that LA vibe which you might get or which you might feel when viewing the city. Now, I've never actually been to LA, but from what I see on American television, it definitely gives off the same vibe that one might get. You know what I'm talking about, like Hollywood palm trees, the long roads with palm trees in the middle and on either side. That whole scenery is captured perfectly in the anime. Now, the soundtrack is quite jazzy with a kick to the tempo. It manages to match what's going on not only in the scene, but generally the pace and the feel of the anime itself. Now, personally for me, I hadn't watched an anime with a jazz soundtrack since Cowboy Bebop, and that was quite a while ago. Whether it was backdoor progressions, barline shifts, or even 12-bar blues, it was a nice addition to the show which made me love it that much more. The opening without lyrics is definitely interesting, and Freddie Mercury singing the ending number, Great Pretender, is definitely a first for me, and to no surprise, I listen to it every single time. It really just blows me away, and especially when I first heard it, I was shocked. Story-wise, we follow the life of Edamura Masato, a self-proclaimed black belt and best conman in Japan.
Our Japanese top scammer. I can't just back off like...
Anyway, he gets involved with an international con artist group and, well, let's just say hits the fan. And we'll leave it at that. I don't really want to say too much just in case you haven't watched it yet. The pacing of the show is quite quick. You can argue whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, but for me personally, I like it. It manages to get my heart racing, intrigued and wanting to find out more. But I will say that when you understand how some of these heists or cons or tricks or whatever you want to call them actually work and like the plan behind them, it gives you that "oh, no way" moment in your head, and it's another thing which I just love about the show. The way it's released is in chunks. Now I assume that there will probably be around 4 or 5 chunks for the whole first season. And judging from the end of this first chunk, I guess, it looks like the anime will be taking place in different cities across the world, which I think adds nicely to the experience of the show and the art style that is yet to come. The references to Breaking Bad and Die Hard in this anime are always comical, and it's a nice thing to see. Now, on the character side of things, I don't want to say too much, but it was definitely interesting to see part of Masato's backstory. The idea of getting judged without actually proving what you're worth is a sad but true reality. And well, that's really it. If you have watched this show or you're thinking of watching this show, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. Do go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. It means a lot if you have watched up to this far. I really, really do appreciate it, and just thank you so, so much. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.